A very good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from whichever part of the world you are tuned in from. You are most definitely in time to catch us here on 3T TV, which is Thika's #1 online news channel, where as always we are telling the Thika story as it is. My name is Juliet Mudon. So March is a month where colon cancer warriors are celebrated, and today we're going to have a discussion with a gentleman who has battled colon cancer not once but twice and emerged victorious, so to speak, because he is a living testimony. So we hope that by the end of this particular segment, if you are there and you've been having questions on how to, you are not quite sure of what to go about, and you probably have a diagnosis and you don't know where to start, we hope that by the end of this particular segment we will have been able to assist you so that we can lift off the burden from you. So let us dive right into it. How are you people?
We're fine, we're good.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
I am good.
Yes.
This has been a long time coming.
Yes, it has.
We've been planning for very long.
For a long time. This is the right time.
I know God's
Yes.
timing is the best.
It is indeed.
Thank you very much for joining us. You have a beautiful, wonderful story. And before we get right into it, let us know who we are talking to.
All right, thank you very much. My name is Timothy Gitau. I am known as Timo. This is my wife Lilian. We've been married for very many years. This will be our 15th year.
Wow.
We have 4 children, 2 grown-ups and 2 in school. Timo has been born and bred in Thika, lives in Thika, works in Murang'a. Lilian also was born and bred in Thika. I think tulisema to zero grace. Kutaka kwenda sana. So sisi ni watu wa Thika.
Yes.
Yes.
Asante sana. I'd also like to give Lilian a chance to say something.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Lilian Jogo. I'm from Thika, as Timothy has said, born and bred in Thika, and I'm a caregiver to Timothy and to many others for so many years. We are here to celebrate the warriors. March we are celebrating the colon cancer and colorectal cancer survivors, and we are here to give hope to those who are giving up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, we are talking about colon cancer. Please give us a background.
Yeah.
What exactly is colon cancer before we even get to your journey?
Well, colon, as people may know from the biology, is part of the digestive system. It's also called part of the large intestines, right? So when you are told you have colon cancer, is when now these abnormal growths come in the part of the digestive system, basically around the large intestines, towards the rectum and the anal part. So that part is what is called the colon. So when somebody tells you colon cancer, just know it's part of your digestive system. There is abnormal growth. Cancer is abnormal growth of cells that now create problems in your body. So that is basically what colon cancer is, affecting the digestive system from the large intestines going down.
Now, you've battled colon cancer twice.
Yes.
Please take us through the first diagnosis and the journey, so to speak.
Well, my journey started in 2013, where I started experiencing some discomfort in my tummy, feeling of bloatedness, gas, a lot of it. And I would try and get treated. And every time I go to the hospital, I'll be told there's a lot of gas, you have a lot of gas. At some point, we would think even is whatever I'm drinking and whatever I'm eating. And sometimes I even been told, change the brand of whatever you're taking. It is the one that is causing you to have this. Unajua mtaani, we always have these remedies.
Yes.
Watu wakikaa chini wakiongea, you have these remedies. I tried all that, but it kept persisting. I would go to the toilet and I would not feel that, you know, when you go to the toilet and you do your business, ukitoka you feel very relieved.
Definitely.
But this time you'll go, you have stayed there, you have struggled, and when you leave, you're still feeling, you're not yet relieved. At times when you go, There's a time unaenda choo and you feel like you have done very big business. You know. But after you felt like you've done big business and you look back, the business, mambo kwa ground ni tofauti.
Nothing to write home about.
Nothing to write home about. So you feel there's something amiss. And eventually I would see some bleeding. Like when I wipe, I would see some bleeding. And that raised some alarms. Specifically because there's also some history, some family history about colon cancer. My father also had colon cancer and he passed away as a result of colon cancer. So that raised alarms. And we went to hospital to get checked. We persisted asking because whenever you go, you're being told it's gas. But gas, hauponi. No matter how much medication you're taking, you're not getting better. So we decided to go a step further. We went to a hospital to go and ask to get a colonoscopy done. That is one way of testing for colon cancer. And unfortunately, they told us for you to get a colonoscopy, you have to go to a doctor. You know, it's a big process. Unlike other cancers where, like, for example, ladies you want to go for a mammogram,
Yes.
you just go in and it's done, right? But for colon cancer, they really need you to be tested before you are done. Well, we did that. We got tested in 2013, 2014, and it came out positive that indeed I had colon cancer. We went in for treatment. The first time I went for surgery, 2014, and they cut off part of the colon, the one that they felt was affected. Then I did some chemotherapy, and they said I was good. But after I finished my chemotherapy in 2015, going for retesting, they said I still have some evidence that the disease is still there. At that point, we decided to go to India so that we can check, we can get a second opinion. So my first time to go to India, I went in 2015. I went to India. They did a battery of tests. When you go there, they do afresh all the tests. They did the tests. They saw there was just a bit. They said it was a bit. And then they were able to remove whatever was there. There are things they call polyps. That there are some growths that they were able to remove. And after testing, they said I'm okay. At that time, the reason why actually majorly made us go to India, at that time Kenya did not have a scan. There's a scan called PET scan that checks for any evidence of disease in your body, scans your whole body. At that time, Kenya, we didn't have a PET scan machine. So we had to go all the way to have it done. But nowadays, at least it's there. So after that test, I came back. I was good. And I stayed good for next couple of years until 2019. 2019, again, started feeling issues with my tummy. Getting tired. When you sit, you're feeling some back pains over and over again. Now, with the experience we had, we really had to also go for testing. And we did a lot of tests because this time, I don't know, ilikuwa imejificha sana. Remember, we did a lot of tests to some point that we were giving up, but you're not feeling well. So somebody telling you you're okay, you don't take it. So we insist. And insisted, and eventually indeed ilipatikana. And ilipatikana imejificha. It was close to the rectum. That is why they were not seeing it, because they were looking towards the colon, right? So in that is later part of 2019 that they eventually got to see that the colon cancer had recurred. Went for treatment. I went to the same hospital I'd gone in. Coincidentally, I got the same surgeon who had done surgery for me the first time. And he explained to us, I was with Lilian and my mom. Lilian is always there when I go to hospital. But she's always there. And when we go, which is a good thing, because it's good to have support. It's good when you're two of you understanding what is happening. So we went in, the doctor is telling us, it is back. And remember last time we took off this bit. Now it is here. There is not a lot remaining for me to remove. So I have to remove everything. And I'm like, Say what?
The whole system now.
I have to remove the whole colon and I have to remove the rectum. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And after you remove, then what? Hey, we all know that is part of your body.
Yes.
It's a big chunk of your body. After you remove, then what happens? They're like, yeah, after I remove, then we're going to make another way for you. And that did not sit very well. It did not sit very well with us because we didn't know what to expect. So we decided to seek another opinion. The family and friends organized a fundraising, and I was able to go to India for a second time. And this time we went and they did other tests and the doctors there said, yep, the way it is, we have to remove. You have no option because one, the part of your colon remaining is very small, so to remove and try and join what is remaining is very difficult. It's not possible. Mm-hmm. Number two, with your family history, even if we did have space to remove part of it, you will still be back here after some time. We will guarantee you'll be back here after some time. It will recur. So that is how we got to have the colon removed. And when they remove the colon, they put something called a stoma. A stoma is, they take part of what is left. For me, is the small intestine. And the end of that is called an ileum. So they take part of that ileum, make a hole on your skin, and pull out that part of the ileum, so that when you eat, because as we know, when you eat, what is not needed has to come out.
Yes.
So it needs an outlet. So they create that artificial outlet, is what is called a stoma.
Okay.
Yes. So that is where I am. That was done in 2020 in India. COVID found us there. That is a whole now another story.
2020.
About 2020, COVID era, finding you in a strange area, receiving medication.
Wow.
Yeah. So that is where we are. Yes.
That would be a very good point now to bring in the caregiver, because she's seen you through the whole journey, and like you said, she's always there with you when you go to sit with the doctor. Now, Lilian, 2020, you're in India, but then you've graduated to become a doctor now. At this point,
I'm a doctor. At this point, yes, I am.
How was that experience for you?
It was tough. Very tough, because we didn't know what to expect. The cancer has come back. We don't know what the doctors are going to tell us in India. We don't even know how long we shall be there. We have left our kids here. It was not easy. But God is good. God is faithful. We were able to manage, and we were able to sit and agree. Whatever the outcome, we shall hit it, and we shall overcome. Yes.
What are some of the challenges you were facing when you're in India? I can imagine what were you eating? Where were you staying? Because this gentleman is in hospital. How are you going about everything?
When we arrived in India, we had an apartment. They had made arrangement on where we are going to stay, in an apartment not very far from the hospital. So we were able to get a person who will take us around, so that they can show us where to buy food, where to do our shopping, because we were cooking for ourselves. We found a very welcoming roommate. They shared their utensils. They shared what they had with us before we could now familiarize ourselves with the area. Because of course, once they leave, we'll be left behind and we'll be all alone. So then there were Kenyans. We found them, and they helped us a lot with their utensils, with their sufurias, where to shop, what to do, where to change our money, and at least we were very, very, very comfortable. They even offered to take us to the nearest market. There was a nearest market where we could do our shopping, greens, and we could do roti, and we could buy milk, and we survived it.
So I can imagine you're there by yourself with him, and everybody back at home is waiting for you to give them a report on how he is doing. For how long were you in India?
5 months.
5 months. Wow. So we are saying colon cancer is possible for you to survive through it.
Yes. Indeed, the notion that once you get cancer, not only colon cancer, cancers, is not a death sentence. It's not a death sentence. We like to appeal to people that the key to surviving cancer, one, is early diagnosis. Whenever you feel uncomfortable, especially for men, I appeal for men, because ladies nyinyi mnaendaga hospitali. Once you feel something is off, you go to hospital. For men, tunajikaza ati kimwanaume. That thing really affects us, and affects us badly, especially when it comes to cancer, because early diagnosis increases the chances of you getting treatment and being treated properly. If you wait, and like for example, like I told you, I used to get discomforts, I'm feeling bad, I go to hospital, and then it's still not getting better. So my advice is insist, get an alternative, get second opinion or third opinion. If you're going to the same hospital, you're being treated for the same thing today, tomorrow, and the next day, but you're not getting better.
Yes.
Seek a second opinion elsewhere, and kind of insist on being checked, because had we not insisted on that, the story today might be very different. Yes. So cancer diagnosis is not a death sentence. It's possible for you to get treatment, and it's possible to live. Yes.
So you've left your children at home. Do they know what their dad is going through? How did you have that conversation with them?
They knew daddy is unwell, but they didn't know exactly where. Because even if you told them it is cancer, they will not understand what cancer is. They knew daddy had a problem with his stomach, and we are going for treatment, and we will be coming back. But immediately we came back, we had to show them what daddy had gone to do in India, because they were wondering, where are we leaving them? Can't we go with dad? Is he going to come back? In fact, my son could ask me, is daddy going to come back? I'm like, yes, he's going to come back. So when we came back, immediately, the first thing that we did is to show them what we had gone to do in India. When I could change Timo, we could call them. But our second born, he could not take it. He refused. Up to now, he refused.
To understand what exactly was happening.
He even refused to come and see what he had gone to do. But the little ones, they came, and actually they can change his back. Yes, they can change his stomach.
So you would advise inclusion in the family members, because that is also another thing I see, that parents would be going through something, and they hide it from the children, because they think they're protecting them from the pain and everything. But now, what would you advise?
You see, they could not understand why we are leaving them, and we have never left them that long. Where are we going without them? And that is why they were asking, why are you leaving us behind? So we had to make sure they know exactly what we had gone to do, and they understand very well what stoma is. We talk to them about cancer. We talk to them about this condition the dad has, and they understand. Now they understand totally. Even when we create awareness, we go with them. They know, they know what a bag is. We train them that it is okay and it is normal to have such a condition and for you to live. Yes.
You know, Juliet, like you're saying, it's important to have inclusion. It's even makes your mind at ease at some point, because they know, because this hiding, and children are inquisitive, and they see and honor there's something amiss. So even if you're trying to run around and hide, you're even creating more stress for yourself. Sit them down, explain to them what is happening. You might think they might not take it, but it's better that they understand what is you're going through and what is happening. You will be surprised that it even gives you a peace of mind. That even when they see Daddy is not feeling well, they say, Daddy, are you feeling well now? Do you want to sit? Are you okay? So it works well. In our opinion, it worked very well. Yes, for them to know exactly what is happening. Yes.
Now, did you used to seek medical advice in government facilities, in the sense that is the government doing enough to support people who are going through cancer?
I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say that government is doing enough. because we had to seek treatment in private facilities for us to get the proper treatment that is there. If you hear from people who have gone to public institutions who are suffering from cancer, to even get the tests in a government facility takes like forever. Reason, there are very few machines, very many people requesting to use those facilities. So the diagnosis, to get the diagnosis, it will take you a long time. To get the treatment, you know, like for you to get the chemos, the radiotherapies, the machines that are there available in public institutions, ni kidogo still. So the line, the waiting time is there. So I would appeal for government, for us to take care of this menace called cancer, is to increase this increase the facilities for diagnosis. Like we said, early diagnosis creates, makes it possible for people to get treated. So if we had more machines, you know, more MRI machines, scan machines, you know, to scan people and know very early whether the disease is there, will help much more people, you know. Because if you tell somebody to come, somebody wants to be tested, and then you're giving a waiting time like kuja next month mwisho, likelihood ya huyo mtu kurudi sometimes may not be there. So atachoka. Akichoka, it will come and hit him when it's already far gone, when it's too late to do something.
Yeah, it will be.
So we would appeal to government to really think about investing a lot in diagnosis of cancer, right? Because the more we diagnose early, the more chances we have of saving lives. Yes.
Early diagnosis goes a long way.
Goes a long way.
And as a caregiver, Lilian, do you have like a starter pack, or you know, you are told this is what you're supposed to do, or did you learn on the job?
I learned on the job. I learned on the job. As Timo has said, I'm this person, he does not leave me when he's going to the hospital. And I will not wait at the waiting bay for him to come and tell me what the doctor has said. So I will walk in with him. So whatever the doctor is saying, I am there. I'm able to listen. I'm able to ask questions. And you know, sometimes these guys, they can be tricky. So I'll ask some questions that he hadn't asked. I'll inquire. We will interact with the doctor so that I get to understand what is happening, what he's going through, what he needs to do. Because I'm the caregiver, I need to see whether he's doing what exactly he was told to do by the doctors. If it's the diet, I will have to know what he's supposed to eat. I will have to watch his diet. Medicine, I have to make sure he takes the medicine the way he's supposed to. So from the word go, I learned from the job. And I had a lot of interest. So he doesn't miss, he couldn't miss, and he will not miss any step that he's requested to do. Yes.
Awesome. So, but now we are seeing there's a gap
Yes.
with caregivers.
Yes.
There's nobody to really chaperone and
Yes.
show you the way on how to go about it. There's that gap.
Yeah.
And so to speak, 15 years ago, you said you'll stay
Yes.
with Timo
Yes.
through sickness and in health. Then a spanner is thrown into the
Yes,
works,
yes.
and those vows were tested. What is it that kept you going, that you never left his side, not even a minute?
One, Timo is a good guy, and he's my friend. Even before we got married, we were friends. So that alone, and to know that I can also be a victim of the same condition. He did not ask for it. And that one reason, that he did not ask for it, made me stick with him.
Awesome. Wonderful.
Yes.
Very, very heavy.
Yeah.
You've been referring to a Stoma, and I can see the reflector that you have has Stoma World Kenya.
Yes.
Please tell us, what is this Stoma?
Like I said, once they removed the colon, that is the way, the exit, is the route in which what your body does not need excretes from your body. So if they have removed that root, they have to create another root. Now that root is what is called a stoma. And stoma is basically they create a hole in your skin, pull out part of your digestive system, and then when you eat, whatever your body doesn't need, it exists through that place. Now that hole is either put on the right hand side or the left hand side, depending on what type it is. There are two kinds of stoma. One is called a colostomy. Colostomy is put on the left hand side. That one comes out from the colon. They can take out part of the colon and rectum, and you still have some remaining colon, which now they put on the right hand side. Now the colostomy, the waste that comes out of the body is just like the one the normal person goes to toilet, yeah, because it has finished the process. Now there's another one that is put on the right. It's called an ileostomy. Now this ileostomy comes from the ileum. Ileum ni pale mwisho wa small intestines, right? Mali large zinaanzia. They come to the right. Now that one is different in that the excrement that comes out there ni maji. The reason being, through the digestion process, water inatolewa na colon. Kwa hiyo maji, kwa hiyo waste inatolewa at the colon. Now you don't have it, so inatoka na hiyo maji yake. Okay, so there are those two types. Now when you have a colon imewekwa kwa skin hapa kwa tumbo, hawezi enda choo like somebody else. So what we use is something called a colostomy bag. You have a bag that is put there to collect the waste, then you can go and empty in the toilet. Okay? That colostomy bag is what we use. They are lifesavers because unlike somebody who needs now to go to the toilet, the normal toilet, and where you can, saa zingine unakaza, and you can wait to go to a toilet. You know, unajua you can go a distance and go to a toilet and relieve yourself.
Yes.
Hii hainaga break.
Ikikam imekam.
Inatoka tu. It flows and flows and flows out. So you also need to frequent the loo a lot to empty, because now ikijaa sana itabust. Right?
Ikiwa na waste.
Sasa hiyo is another story of what you call the challenges we have with this bag. But let me talk about the bag first. This is an example of a bag, a colostomy bag, right? So you stick it to your body like this. As you can see, there's a hole here. This is where the stoma that has been put in your skin goes in. Now it depends on the size. The size is the doctor that determines the size of. So if it's a big one, you cut shimo kubwa. With a small one, there's a small hole. Then you stick it to your body. Hii ni gum iko hapa round. Alright? You stick it to your body. It sticks to your body like this.
Na ukisweat haitatoka?
Inakaa muda wake. We'll talk about kutoka. We first learned about Stoma Kenya when we were in India, because it was very concerning to us when the doctors told us we have to put a stoma. We have to remove and we have to put a stoma. The biggest question is, then how will I live? Hizi bags natoa wapi? Are there any other people in Kenya who have this stoma living? By good luck, while scrolling the internet, tukapata their Facebook page, which we are able to see and contact. I just wrote a message there asking if they are, I'm getting a stoma in a few days and I don't know how to survive. Are there people in Kenya? You know, just wrote that on their wall. And they actually replied, quite a number of them, which was very encouraging because I didn't know there are many people who have, who live with stomas in Kenya. And many replied and told me, hey, it's okay, we are here to guide you. And it was really, it settled my mind. knowing that there are people in Kenya who live with this. So we usually get bags through Stoma World Kenya. And what Stoma World Kenya does, it sources for bags from around the world because it's quite expensive to buy. So we do also get donations from outside the country, people who donate bags, and then they come into Kenya, and then we distribute to our members. We have quite a number of members in Kenya, throughout Kenya, that are members, so we distribute to those members. Because I'll tell you, there are people who choose between eating and getting a bag.
Yes.
Sometimes some choose not to eat to lessen the number of times they will go to the toilet. Because the more you use the bag, the more likely to talk. There are people hawana at all. Unaona mtu anafunga diaper. Na hiyo diaper, when ikifungwa, choo inamchoma. Right? You know, like watoto wanapataga nappy rash, and becomes a wound, a bad wound. There are people who use paper bags because they can't afford these bags, right? That is where now this organization comes in to try and, one, source the bags. Two, kuna myths zinakuwaga. Unaona? Watu wanafikiria ni umerogwa. Yeah, I've been told that umerogwa, or kuna vitu kwa traditions hamkufanya kwa familia yenyu, rudi uinvestigate ni wapi, kuna steps mulikosa, rudi uangalie ni wapi, because this is normal, you know. And there are people who listen to those things and they hide out. They don't want to come out and talk. So the other thing we do is try and come out and talk to people so that they understand what a stoma is. Wale wako nazo waache kujificha, you know. Come out, you can get other people like you. The other thing is we come together as people who live in a stoma. We have those challenges like Ambia, and we share experiences. Mimi nimekaa nayo now for 5 years. There are people who have stayed with it for 30 years. You know. So they will tell you stories mpaka unaona hata wewe mimi niko sawa. So when you come together and you exchange those ideas and you exchange stories, it also serves as therapy. Right? So those are part of the things that Stoma World Kenya does to try and cater for this group of people, little known. Because I'll tell you what I mean, before I got it, I had no idea what this is all about. So many of us know ukijipata hapo, and you don't know what others are going through. So we come together, try and tell the masses, try and educate people about it, try and advocate for people when they're testing, and as early as possible, try and get treated. I would say that stoma, not only about, although we are talking about cancer, is not only as a result of cancer. There are people who also have stoma as a result of other things, like road accidents. Mtu anapata accident, matumbo inakuwa damaged, they have to remove. Or people who are born with diseases like irritable bowel syndrome, zinafanya that their bowel cannot work. Yeah. So all of those people who are out there who are suffering from this, we urge them just to come out, partner with us, let's share, because sometimes problems shared are half. Unacha kuona ukiwa upweke, you stop getting depressed, stop hiding out. We live, maisha inaishi. Yes.
You know, I like the way you're talking about this stoma with so much ease. Ni rahisi sana. Atinakuliza, what about you get rained on? You're like, that is not a problem. How long did it take for you kukubali that, you know, now this is my way of life? I like how Lilian is laughing.
Yeah. And I'll tell you why she's laughing. Because it was not easy. It is easy for me to talk about it now, but it was not easy for me to accept that fact. You know? It was not, I almost refused to have the surgery. She actually had to insist. You know, I almost refused because I was wondering, nitaishi aje? What kind of life will I have? It was not easy. The second thing was knowing how to fix it on myself. You know, because when we were there, we were taught by the Indians there how to put a bag. And when somebody who really knows about this thing, akiyeka inaka very simple.
Chop.
Yeah, then you're okay. All right, we put it like this, then you put this, it's okay. And mimi sikuwa na rada. I don't know, I think I was kind of rejecting it. So I was not really understanding it. And I think most of the time I would look up and not look at what the therapist is doing. But she learned. And actually before we learned, we used to go to hospital several times. Because unalala, inashtoka. We don't know what to do. Tunapiga simu, tunakujua, back to hospital. They fix it again. Unakaka, inatoka. It was really bad. But she learned. And actually it took me quite a while, even after we came back to Kenya, for me to change the bag.
So she's the one who was
She was the one who was changing for several months.
Wow.
She was the one who was changing it for me. Hiyo anakwambia mpaka watoto wakiwa hapo, they would change me, they clean it, and they put on a new bag. She's the one who did it for me for very many months. Yeah, so it took a while. But for now, I'm good to do it. But like you said, you need support, because kama hangeikubali, I don't know what I've done. Kama if she had not stepped in all those months, I don't know what would have done. But we thank God for her, because it's not kawaida.
It is not.
Sio kila mtu wanga anasimama na mtu namna hiyo. Yes.
Lilian, we've talked about going back to India once, twice. Financial implication as a family. How was that for you?
Well, very heavy. This thing is not a joke, because you will we exhausted our insurances, both of us. We exhausted what we had, our everything, until we reached out to friends. I remember seeing you also, Juliet and Timo, and it was not easy. And we did 2 harambes, one here and one when we were locked in India. Our friends came through, and they stood in the gap. It is very, very expensive. Without the support of your friends, I don't think you can make it, because you'll have drained everything that you have. Before you reach out to your friends, you will first exhaust your NHIF, your medical insurance card, and your savings. Your friends come in at the last option, because you have to do this, you have to go, and you do not have resources. So we called out our friends, and they came in a big, and we will always be grateful to them. The church came in very, very, very strongly. Our friends, our family members, we have family and friends, they all came through for us in a mighty and big way, and we will always be grateful to them, because without their help, I don't think we'll be here. Yeah.
Now, talking of which, there's a fundraiser.
Yes.
That is going to happen.
Oh, yes.
Yes, please tell us more about it.
Stoma World Kenya, actually, the only one clinic we have in Kenya is at Guru Nanak Hospital, and that is where we have our clinic, and we have our stoma therapy there, who comes to see the ostomates thrice a week. You book an appointment with us, and then he will come and review if you have any issues. This fundraising, as Timothy said, we are creating awareness. He mentioned immediately we came, they visited us. That is the resources, that is what they used to come and visit us. And that is what we use to reach out to people in the rural areas, to reach out to those people who cannot even be able to make a phone call. Because most of them are referred, they are referred to this organization from the hospitals or a friend, and some of them are very, 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 very needy cases. We need that support for us to be able to reach ule mama, ule ako mbali sana. And not only do we just give bags, utaenda upate mtu hata hana chakula. You'll buy something. Utapata mtu watoto wake hawaendi shule, alikosa 100, alikosa feeding fee ya 20 shillings. You, as a human being, what do? They stand in for the gap. Utasikia mtu amekwambia, I was told to go back to the hospital for a certain test ya 1,000 or 1,500. They don't have. So if we get those resources, we'll be able to help those people kule chini mashinani, kule chini kabisa kabisa kabisa, those very very needy families, and they are there, and they are there, and that's why we are asking them to come out, because once they come out, they will be able to get help from this organization. We'll be able to reach out to them. We'll be able to tell them it is okay to have a stoma. Ujarogwa. It is a condition like any other condition. Yes.
So where is this fundraiser going to be?
It is going
When
to be
is
on
it?
28th, the end of this March. As we said, March is a colorectal cancer. It is going to be at the Ole Sereni Hotel in Nairobi on 28th March. We have a pay bill for the organization. We will share it with you, and also our office number. So if you have anyone who needs our help or who needs to reach out to us for the bags or for support, they can reach out to us. And I want to urge us all, can we get screened? Can you, when was the last time, Juliet, you got screened?
Wow. Wow. I very many years ago, more than 10 years.
Yes, it is important. Not because you're sick, not because you're feeling there's something wrong, but it is good because if there's a problem, you'll be able to attend to it. Yes.
So on Facebook we'll find Stoma World.
Yes,
Yes,
yes. On
Stoma World
Facebook,
Kenya.
there's Stoma World. Then we are going to leave our details here. Then you can reach out to us, and we are kindly asking for your support. Support us to reach out to that mom there, huyo shosho mwenye ako nyumbani, that man there, to reach out to them. And one more appeal to our men. To our men, wanapenda kujificha sana. Please go and get screened. Go and get screened because we need you. Your family needs you. And if you're detected early, there are chances to save your life.
Definitely. We've been talking about a stoma. I can see there's some paraphernalia you've placed there. It would be good for you. You could probably show us how you go about doing that business.
Okay. First, when you fashion the stoma, most of us or most of them, you don't know what size you are until maybe you are told or you are shown how to measure. This is something we call a measuring guide. So ya Timo ninajua ni 45. 45 iko hapa. It is here. So you will
Let me hold this for you.
just hold it. 45 iko hapa. So you will come and place this here up to where 45 is. So umeona mali 45 iko. Then you come, tuko na makasi, then unakata round 45. So that when you place it in the stoma, itaingia. And sizes are different. Si umeona? They are different. Kuna wale wakubwa sana wanatumia this size, the biggest, this size.
76.
Yes,
or something.
even 100. We have even people who use 100. Kwa hivyo imagine hiyo stoma ya huyo mtu inatoshana aje, na lazima I use this base. Sawa sawa. Kwa hivyo ukimesha, it will give you your size, because if Timo puts 38, it will not fit. Itampatia kidonda. So he has to make sure he puts his size. And because sometimes inaenda ikishrink, you are advised to keep on measuring. Use this measuring guide, because kama inaenda ikishrink, you will know. If ikikuwa kubwa sana, you will know that is not your size. Sawa sawa. Hii yenyewe iko na base, as Timo had said, unatoa hii unai place. Sometimes unapata kidonda iko na bruises kidogo tu. There's something you wipe na running water, maji ya tap. Na you can use a cotton wool or a tissue paper. Unatoa hiyo uchafu vizuri, unatoa and then unaacha it dry. Kama iko na bruises, utatumia powder kidogo tu, at least to make the bruises dry. Iki dry ndio sasa, si already umekata, you peel. This is a gum. you peel. Ukipeel, then you'll be able to stick it where your stoma is. You just stick it there, you press it for like 2-3 minutes. Ikishika ni hivyo. In case ipate kutoka on the side, because sometimes it happens because of unaweza kuwa na ka depression hapa kwa tumbo, si kama wamama, si you know tuko na una stick na something we call half moon. At least zitakusaidia kushika round. This is what we call half moon. Inakusaidia kushika, you peel, inakusaidia kushika hapa, unashikisha ikiwa kwa stomach, unashikisha. Ikishika vizuri sasa, hata ukisimama hiyo haitatoka. Okay, then you're good to go. Yes.
How long does this process take? Ya kuweka stoma, especially for ladies, mnamka before to do your makeup. I can imagine if you're doing, how long does it take?
It depends. It depends whether you are used to it or not. If you're used to it, about 5 minutes you're done.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yes. About 5 minutes you're done. But if you are a novice, take some time. Because when you're new, unajaribu kuwekelea bag inatoka, unashangaa what is happening. But it doesn't take so long. When you get used to it, about 5 minutes and you're done. Yes.
Lilian, as we come to a close, what advice would you give to spouses? I'm sure there are also women who face the same. What advice would you give to spouses who have their significant others who have gone through something like this?
Support that person. Walk with him or her the journey. Make sure you are not very far away. Make sure you are involved. Support actually is the only thing that has kept us going, that has made this journey very easy. Because I decided and I purposed to support him and to walk with that person. Because we are all candidates of such a condition, and you're not special. You can find yourself into the same condition. So just take care of that person the way you'd want somebody else to take care of you. Support is key, and support is what keeps us going.
And you have done a good job in that support. We appreciate you for being there for this gentleman. Timo, to your fellow men who are finding it hard, what would you tell them?
I would ask and urge the men. It's important to accept help, because saa zingine the help is offered and we don't accept it. It's important to accept help. It's important to accept that we fall sick. It's important to accept that falling sick is not weakness. Because saa zingine tunaona like we've go to hospital is like we are admitting we are weak. Falling sick is not weakness. Falling sick happens. And as much as we like to, for those with vehicles, take care of our vehicles, we need to take care of our bodies. Na hiyo intensity tunakuwaga nayo ya ku take care of our vehicles and our families, and those who are farmers, of taking care of our animals. That intensity we have, let's also apply that to ourselves. We need to take care of ourselves. We need to go to hospital. We need to get checked. All right? Then we need, once we are told that we are sick, we need to accept treatment. I remember the time I was going for the second time for treatment. My Rev came to pray with us. And the message he gave me is, you know what, Timo? It's one thing to seek medical attention. It's another to accept the treatment. It's like he knew what I was going to be told. Because I needed to accept what treatment they have told me. So for men, let's seek treatment and accept the treatment once we are told. Right? Tukiambiwa ni kanyama tunaachana nako, let's agree. Tukiambiwa ni kanywaji tunaachana nayo, let's agree. Because the ones who are telling us that, they are professionals at what they do. So that is my appeal. I would also appeal those who find themselves that they already diagnosed. Don't hide yourself, don't seclude yourself, usijifungie. And don't own the sickness. hii ugonjwa yangu, si ugonjwa yako, ni ugonjwa, period, right? Don't own it. Come out, talk to people, the other people who have gone through what you're going through. It helps to talk. Ukijifungia ukae nyumbani, you get depressed. You don't help yourself, you don't help others. And there is no shame in talking to people, there is no shame in seeking help. So I would just urge them, if you're already sick, we are there, talk to us, we can talk to you, and we can be able to guide where we can. If we cannot, we can direct you to people who can be able to help. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, I would also maybe urge the government, as I'm finishing, to also come in a big way to assist people who are living in Stomas. Recently, they said that under this new program, that they will be supplying people with bags. We are praying and hoping that we will get good bags, because just saying you supply bags, and if you don't supply the good bags, you will not help the hostomates. We are praying that they will be able to get and source good funds, bags for the people who are hostomates. Secondly, also urge that when we get such donations, we are still facing a headache clearing them at the port. If they would allow them to come duty free, so that we are able to get them, because sometimes somebody has given you a very large consignment of bags to come and help people, lakini kwa port high clear, because you're supposed to pay. That is another cost. And these are the challenges that we face as hostomates, and some of the proceeds of what we are going to get in the Harambe will be used to cater for such things, getting these bags, spreading awareness, having more people trained. You'll be surprised, Juliet, that there are nurses and doctors who don't know about stomas, because walisoma shule theory ikaishi hapo, hajaiona. Sasa saa hii ndio naiona fresh. So it's important for the word to go out there, the training. So these funds we are seeking will help us also be able to train and spread the word, so that anybody who finds themselves with a stoma, they will be able to get help. Yes.
Awesome. We could sit here and talk all day.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
so much we don't know about this, and
Yeah.
it's very insightful. Thank you very much for accepting to come and give us your story. We are very happy for that.
We are happy for you hosting us and for allowing us to have this platform to share with the public out there what this is all about, because people will not perish when they have knowledge.
Yes.
Yes.
For sure, for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. And as it has been rightly put, a cancer diagnosis is not a death sentence. You can live and live a normal life as long as you follow through the channels like it has been explained. I have been your host, Juliet Mudhoni. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, kindly do so. Until next time, take care.